What's up, everybody? Tomorrow we get Season 24 of Apex Legends. Today we're getting the patch notes. I haven't read these, so these are also my first reaction. Normally I try to read them, but it's been a busy day. I don't have time to read them and then record a video. Anyways, tomorrow night I will be live playing Apex. I've been taking a break because Season 23, but I will be live playing the new update tomorrow. Although from the things I've heard prior to these patch notes coming out, I'm not super excited. But if you want to see my live reaction or you just want to see how the season's going, my Twitch is linked down below. And so are all of my social medias and my single player channel. If you want to watch any of those, check out any of those. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you like this type of content and want to see it first. And comment down below at the end of the video what you think of the patch notes and the changes. Obviously, we'll see my reaction through them. Comment on that as well. But let's go ahead and look at these patch notes. So first of all, they said overview. There is no better way to kick off Year 7 of Apex Legends than upping the heat of battle. Two heavy hitters that have been in the background a bit too long make their way center stage with updates worthy of Apex Predators, and revamped perks raise up the rest of the assault class. No weapon is a bad weapon, with buffs across the board for every piece that you can get your hands on. This new meta is cooking, and it's safe to say that this anniversary season flips the season of support to one of aggression, coupled with some strong updates for armor and helmets, which is where I really worry. Greater access to weapons with new arsenals, which I'm so on, and reduced visual clutter, which I'm super excited for, and time to kill has never been faster, my biggest issue. It is a whole new Outlands, be ready to fight. So legend buffs. Ashe sees a number of improvements this season to her arc, snare, and phase breach to make them more effective and reliable. Her snare change lets her snag targets against the strong edge of the tether more often. Her ult goes farther, travels faster, and endpoint detection has improved to make targeting stickier and less prone to accidental bad snapping. I'm not that worried about the snare changes. I'm super happy about her ult changes. Her ult's been good, not great, and the potential for her ult has always been to be great, so it looks like it's going to be great. The big change for Ashe is her new passive, Predator's Pursuit. This grants an omnidirectional short-range dash, enabling her to close the gap on a tethered target or evade swiftly in a close-quarters skirmish. With these changes, Ashe is set to become the Apex Predator she was always meant to be. So essentially, it's a double jump, essentially is how you control it. Your jump bind is how this is going to work. And so if you jump and you're pushing like your thumbstick or your W key forward, then you can dash forward. Same thing, left, right, and backwards. You jump in the air and then you can dash. And so it's gonna be really aggressive. I've seen some videos you can tap strafe off of it. You can combine it with zip jumps. And you can combine it with all sorts of different movement techs. And so she's gonna be a movement demon, super aggressive, super hard to hit. It's good for mouse and keyboard players because I think she's gonna break a lot of aim assist. And then we have Ballistic. Ballistic sees some of his favorite upgrades, the extra change in sling leveling, integrated into his base kit, giving him more utility and versatility in the early game. A new level 3 upgrade allows him to double his Whistler charges, opening his utility and crowd control potential immensely. Tempest, his ult now grants a speed bonus, making him a frightening force when he and his team bear down on you. But the big guns, Ballistic Sling can now carry crate weapons, which can spool with infinite ammo when Tempest is active. In Takeover, Ballistic may very well relive his glory days. So, like, you can get a Kraber, and it can now go in your sling weapon, and then you can activate your ult, and now you have a Kraber with unlimited ammo, as long as that ult's alive. So, his sling is now super useful, because you can throw crate weapons in it. So, you can have your normal loadout. So, you could have Flatline, Prowler, and then have a snipe. I mean, you could do it with any sniper, but now you could put a Kraber there and get unlimited Kraber ammo when you activate his ult. So that also means now ult excels are going to be huge for him. Assault class perks, combat reserve, carry extra ammo per stack, have 2 grenade only slots in the inventory. So now you know how you have like, so now you'll have literally your backpack, and then you'll have 2 extra slots for grenades. I haven't seen it. It might be in here. Fuse can carry extra grenades as it is. I wonder if those grenade slots will be expanded for him. And they might say it here, or we might have to find out tomorrow. Stowed reload. Stowed weapons automatically reload after 2 seconds. So think like now it's like having the perk of a gold mag just by being an assault class. Battle Surge, breaking an enemy shields grants a speed burst, fast reloads, and highlights the target enemies for 4 seconds. So now when you break an enemy shield, you get a speed burst so you can push them. You get a fast reload, so while you're pushing them, you can reload faster, so you can get to them quick, have a full mag, and you'll see where they are because it highlights for 4 seconds. I think that 4 seconds is going to get nerfed at some point. Weapon buffs, helmets, and armors. So these are the changes that I'm really worried about, making Apex not fun. Over the years, Apex has evolved in so many ways to provide players with more agency and deeper options for how to play, survive, and express their skill. Through that evolution, the benchmark damage for our weapons has stayed stable, but has grown stale. We want to make sure the nuanced flow of combat remains tight and weapons are lethal in order to provide exciting gameplay options. Battle Royales are all about strategy and timing. These are the mechanisms to success, but strategy goes right out the window if encounters are taking too long to resolve and you're dealing with third, fourth, or even fifth party. And that is simply not true. So hitting your shots isn't a strategy, but if you hit more shots, you get third party less. And sometimes, and where the strategy actually comes in, and they're ignoring this, is your positioning matters. So if you get third partied, but you're getting third partied and you're right in front of a choke, let's just take World's Edge when you're pushing into Monument, and there's those chokes that line up straight into Monument, and there's some rocks in between you and some of the buildings in Monument, and you're the team with the choke to your back. And the third party comes through that way. Your strategy of positioning with a wide open choke behind you and not checking that is your lack of strategy. Whereas the team that might be in the buildings or be holding something with better cover behind them. Maybe you're outside the buildings and you're in Monument facing that choke that goes to, now I'm blanking on POIs. But it's not even north. It's facing out west. I don't know why I can't remember POIs right now. But and a third party comes behind you, you have that whole building now to change the cover to be facing the team you're originally fighting, that building to find cover or outplay that third party. Now the team you're originally fighting has to push through the wide open, which leaves them vulnerable, and that is the strategy of avoiding a third party, which is difficult to do, but we see it in high-level Apex, people being able to avoid third parties without it being an issue. So saying there's no strategy or it goes right out the window with third, fourth, and fifth parties, that's just not true. It's just higher level than, including myself, people play it. I don't play at that high of a level mentally or just physically with hitting my shots more, but that strategy is part of it. And for them to say it goes right out the window either shows they don't play their game, they're lying, or they are completely catering to make this a casual game. And if so, there's other changes that need to be made. That's my rant. The latest suite of changes is designed to keep you in the driver's seat by providing tools to resolve conflicts faster, getting you back to if the third party is coming and not win. If you finish your fights fast enough, there is no win. In addition to sweeping weapon buffs, we have taken a look at the defensive side of loot in Apex with some hefty streamlining. Low tier helmets, white, blue, and purple have been removed. So now there is no extra headshot protection. Shout out to the Kraber. And rare high value helmets that provide meaningful gameplay perks have been added in their place. As for armor, you will no longer be able to level into red tier 125 shield at level 4, but will instead be capped at level 3 100 shield. However, red shields will still be available in the form of new mythic armor upgrade helmets. So there'll be a red helmet that gives you red armor. And I just don't like that. Like, their RNG is part of BRs and a big part of it. But let the RNG be where the rest of the lobby lands. The other loot you find. Don't let it be that some teams are going to be at a big armor advantage while the rest of the lobby's not. I don't like that RNG because here they're talking about having a faster TTK, but RNG is going to make one team lower than the whole rest of the lobby to kill, and I just don't like that. Muzzle flash. Visual clutter in gunfights is no joke. In an attempt to combat this, we've reduced the effects and particles you see when you fire your weapon. We believe this update balances visual clarity while selling the impact and fantasy of firing our weapons. Fantasizing about firing weapons is not a good fantasy. All first-person weapon muzzle flashes have been updated. 95% less visual noise over the line of sight, sparks, smokes, glows, etc. Noise and visuals kept below line of sight. Reduced size of muzzle flashes, optimized particle count, clean noise from shell objects, clean lingering elements, smoke, sparks, etc. Light tone down to avoid flickering on weapon environments. So here is an example. I think the flatline, they actually have a video of this on their Twitter that's better, that I think illustrates this really well. You can see that it is definitely better. Although, the funny thing about the rampage down here, and is a detail they didn't even notice when they posted this, you can tell the rampage on the left has been firing longer because that circle is closed more than the one on the right. And when you use LMGs, if you don't know, your hipfire tightens up the longer you shoot. And so, I mean, even if I have that backwards in my head right now, either way, you can tell one's been firing longer than the other, although it displays enough. It's just some, and not to mention 17 rounds, 27 rounds, just small attention to details that they could have screenshotted this at a better place, especially like 14 rounds, 18 rounds. If you watch the video, the differences are clear, but here you don't know that for sure because they clearly did not screen grab them at the exact same timing. Anyways, that's just a dumb rant and little attention to detail that I noticed that bothers me probably more than other people. Balance updates, R99 returns to the floor, balance details below. Peacekeeper enters the care package. The video I saw the care package, Peacekeeper is ridiculous. People were like sniping essentially with it. Like I saw 111 from all the way across almost the entire distance of the firing range. It was bad. Gold weapon rotation, alternator, R99, wingman, 30-30, and rampage LMG. Evo, max level achievable by earning Evo is now level 3. Red armor no longer earnable through leveling. Evo required to reach level 3 increased to 1700 was 1350. I'm not that upset at that. Red armor allowed for a much wider health disparity in the mid to late game, but you're giving it due to RNG, which reinforce activities like farming damage on the outskirts and avoiding encounters to collect resources. By lowering the total armor available to these actions and the levels required to earn them, you can now get endgame ready more easily and focus on what matters the most, the fight. Accelerated weapons. Assist with an accelerated weapon equipped no longer grants the extra 30% alt charge in mixtape modes. Gameplay updates, new arsenals. These stations provide players with easy and deterministic access to weapons and ammo of their choice. Stations across all POIs on every map with fixed locations. Ammo type provided randomizes each match. And equipped with an enhancing terminal that upgrades one weapon matching the ammo type per arsenal. Enhancing grants an upgraded attachment and provides an optic. Healing cells now take 2.5 seconds to complete instead of 3 seconds. I actually like this, especially with the TTK being faster. Syringes now take 4 seconds, was 5 seconds. Cells and syringes now stack up to 6. Players now start with 4 cells and 4 syringes. All right, well, with the lower TTK, this is a good way to balance it out some. I still don't like it, though. Battery and medkit spawn rates have been slightly increased. Players will undoubtedly need to continue popping meds whenever they can with lowered max health, a universal gold helmet perk, and a ton of weapon buffs. We've decided to shave down some of those sharp edges to make healing a little easier across the board. Helmets, white, blue, and purple have been removed from the loot pool. Players no longer start with a white helmet. Gold helmet reworked into gold armor upgrade helmet. Offers improved minor healing perk that doubles the output of cells and syringes. Sets the player's armor to 100 regardless of level. Okay, I'm guessing you can still level it up. The regardless of level is weird. I guess that's purple, so I guess it doesn't matter. Leveling still required to unlock legend upgrades, but no longer affects armor while equipped. No headshot damage reduction. Chance to appear in gold bins after bin reset. New mythic armor upgrade, red tier introduced, sets players armor to 125 regardless of level. Leveling is still required to unlock level upgrades. Red helmets offer no headshot damage reduction and appears in mythic bin and late game care package. So you couldn't just make red armor rare. You had to make a helmet give you red armor instead of being able to loot red armor, and the helmet doesn't give headshot damage, even though helmets have always given headshot damage reduction. It just doesn't make sense. Just make red armor lootable instead. Knockdown state, slightly increased crawl speed while knocked with and without knockdown shield raise. That's good. I'm hoping with shield is the old without shield speed, because it's just too slow. You can't crawl back into cover or anywhere near your team if you have anything other than like a purple shield. POI names on drop, now able to see the name and loot tier of each POI projected over the POI during first drop. Also includes arsenal info to help drive drop choice. So now when you're diving out of the drop ship, in big bold letters is the name of the POI, which I actually like. But having loot tier of each POI, I don't like. That was part of the skill gap of knowledge, knowing where the good loot typically is. And now being able to see the arsenal. Arsenals are RNG, so I don't necessarily have an issue with that. But I don't like showing the loot tier, because part of the reason I and people who play Apex are drawn to Apex is the high skill gap. The reward of getting better, I think, is greater here than in other BRs, especially Warzone, because the skill gap is so high. And they just keep doing things, lowering the TTK, showing you how good the loot is at each POI this season, and so on and so forth through past seasons to lower the skill gap. And that's not what draws a lot of people to this game. Ammo and attachments, hop-ups, hammer points have been removed from the loot pool. Gold mags, time to reload while stowed decreased to 2 seconds, was 5 seconds. So hammer points are gone, but select fire is not. Optics, one-time hollow optic has been removed from the loot pool. Replicator reduced the amount of ammo to 1 sec per weapon. I mean, we got the HCOG, which is better, but like, why are you removing optics? I mean, unless they're increasing the spawn of HCOGs also. Weapons, AR, Havoc Rifle in the care package, damage increased, headshot damage is now 27, beam shot damage is 70, beam shot headshot damage is 105. Hemlock Burst AR, damage increased, headshot damage is 26, maybe Hemlock meta again. Nemesis, I forgot they increased everything. Nemesis Burst AR, damage increased to 17, headshot damage 22. R301, damage increased, headshot damage is 18. Flatline, damage increased, headshot damage is 25. LMG, Devotion, LMGs, all their damage was increased. Devotion, LMGs, headshot damage is 20. Star's headshot damage 25. Spitfire's headshot damage 26. Rampage headshot damage 38. And reduce the decay rate of the rev state over time. Marksman Rifle, no charge damage increased. No charge headshot damage increased. Full charge damage increased. Full charge headshot damage 93. Slightly increased projectile size at long range. I'm not going to keep reading the damage increases or the headshot damages. You can pause and read them or just read them quickly yourself. Bow check. Fire rate slightly reduced. Remove Deadeye's tempo passive. And shatter cap damage per pellet was increased. G7. Fire rate slightly reduced. Slight increased projectile size at long range. Triple take. Slight increased projectile size at long range. P20. R45. Both damage increased. Wingman. Damage increased. Base magazine size reduced to 5. With added mag, white is now 6, blue is 7, purple and gold are 8. Alternator damage increase, car damage increase, and now you can add a laser sight to the car, which I think was desperately needed. Prowler damage increased. R99 is now on the floor, so damage is now decreased. It no longer has damage fall off. ADS strafe speed normalized to other SMGs. No longer eliminates movement penalty when equipped, and recoil has been increased. Vault, normal increase. Evo, 8, normal. Mastiff, normal increases. Mosam, normal increases. Peacekeeper in the care package. Damage per pellet was increased. Headshot damage is 135 for all pellets. That's if you hit all pellets. Choke speed significantly increased. Go find a video. I forget who it was, but the choke speed is so much quicker and the range is insane. Pellets pierce, dealing 50% damage after first enemy hit. Sniper rifle's charged rifle. Base damage was unchanged for that. Those are your headshot damages. Auto fire headshot damages. Limb damage reduced to 70% was 90%. Kraber, you could have left the Kraber alone. Longbow DMR damage changes. Limb damage reduced. Sentinel damage changes. Limb damage reduced and remove Deadeye's tempo passive. Legends, we talked about the assault class already. We talked about their new perks: Combat Reserve, Stowed Reload, and Battle Surge. And they removed carry, extra ammo, and access weapon supply bin perks, now integrated into Combat Reserve. Support class Heal Expert removed, so they'll no longer heal double with small meds or have increased movement speed while healing. I think you should have left supports alone, especially with the assault buffs. Hang on, chat. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, I was dying of thirst. Ash, Predator's Pursuit removed ability to scan death boxes to reveal killers, but they'll still show on the minimap and map with info on how recently they died. New, press the jump key while in the air to perform a dash. Arc Snare, Tether plants a location of projectile impact rather than the hit player's location. Tether is slightly harder to break and no longer gets instantly broken by some abilities. Phase Breach, range increased to 100 meters. That's a long ult. Travel time reduced. Improved reliability of placement. Removed 1 frame delay on placement preview. Now has visual effects to show max range when in placement mode. Upgrades level 2. Murder Machine removed. 1 minute to live removed. Greedy Snare moved to level 2. New Dual Breach adds an additional ult charge. And upgrades level 3. New Ghost in the Machines adds additional dash charge. The Ghost in the Machine is going to be insane. Because, like, think about controller players who can't tap strafe. It's not a tap strafe, obviously, and you can combo this with tap strafe. But you could kind of use the double as a way to make up for not having tap strafe. It's insane. Because you could be running at somebody and they start shooting you. So you jump, you dash left, and then you dash right. And so now you're coming at them and you're boom, boom. And it's going to break aim assist. So the new Ghost in the Machine, I think, is crazy. Everyone's going to want Ash. It's going to be so hard to have Ash tomorrow. Ballistic Sling now upgrades with level by default. Can now carry crate weapons and they will give infinite ammo with ult. Whistler attack now has 2 charges. Overheat reaction time increased to 1.2%. 1.2 seconds was 1 second. Smart Bullet on ground damage increased to 20 was 10. Tempest squad gains a speed boost when empowered by ult. Upgrades level 2. Slingshot removed, integrated in the base kit. New killing time increases duration of ult by 15 seconds. Upgrades level 3. Extra bullet doubles the number of tac charges. Quiet time overheat now silences enemies for 6 seconds. Crypto EMP now once again destroys Gibby's dome. Loba ult is back to starting at 50% charge. Starting at 99% charge was insanely broken and a horrible decision. Starting at 50% is good. I would have been okay if they did 75. Because that Loba's main ability to help her team is that ult. So I would have been fine with 75%. I like the 50%. Because you just land at POIs and at 99% and your team could quickly grab each just at least one good weapon and like attachment for it, or 2 good weapons, and it was just insane. Maggie Wrecking Ball once again destroys Gibby's dome, and now will destroy Newcastle's mobile shield. Good changes. Maps, I'd rather have Broken Moon than Storm Point, honestly. And Kings Canyon is back. Pub map rotation: Kings Canyon, Olympus, Broken Moon. Ranked King Canyon, Olympus, and Storm Point. I'd rather have Broken Moon personally these days. Although the only map I truly don't like is Kings Canyon, and put Broken Moon, Olympus, and Storm Point, but whatever. Mixtape maps I don't really care about. Modes, I'm not too concerned with the modes. You can, I'll link this down below like I always do if you want to check this out for yourself. Ranked, new road to ranked challenges. Introduce a new set of challenges to unlock ranked for new players and returning players who have not yet reached the level requirement. Level 20 minimum still required to access ranked, and this is reflected as one of the challenges. Existing players above level 20 retain access. Party restrictions apply. All members must complete challenges to access ranked. So if you want to play ranked now, instead of just having a minimum level, which is still level 20, you also have to have challenges completed. I was fine with just the minimum level. I think some of this is to help combat cheaters, and they won't say that, but I think I think just having the level was fine. It said the previous system of only requiring level 20 was very prone to abuse by third-party bots and could also be achieved by players who preferred mixtape or LTM. This new system will ensure all new players joining ranked have done the required work in BR matches and tested their mettle to sufficient level to earn a spot in the competition. I mean, I think ranked should be easy to get to, but whatever. System, new bot Royale tutorial. Notes will appear to assist legends, weapons, loot, and gameplay scenarios. Low ammo or health items also receive prompts to ping desired loot items. On by default for account below level 20 and will turn off once the threshold is reached. Can manually be turned on or off through the system menu under tutorial systems. Weapon mastery trials simplification, redesigned all trials. Remove weapon level restriction for trials. Interesting. I don't care that much about weapon mastery, to be honest. Bug fixes, fix an issue where the mythic bin could become merged with gold bin, fix more firing range realm spawn issues, fix a rare issue that could prevent the ring visual effects and other particles from spawning, mixtape swapping to secondary kimbo weapons from loads no longer play the first draw animation, PK will no longer occasionally lock up after using the choke, rechamber times can no longer be bypassed on the sentinel PK by swapping attachments, reactive weapons will no longer lose their reactive state after swapping, squad mate animations once again played during the legend selection, view upgrades button in Legend Locker will no longer take you to your friends list. Legends Alter Ash Wraith Void Vision enemy highlighting no longer applies on enemy portals. That's good. Alter upgrade tactical cooldown and Void Vision return to correct tier placements. Lifeline crashing no longer occurring when gliding or using dock. I didn't have that issue. Gliding will no longer occasionally lower performance. I don't think I had that issue either. Pathfinder grapple can now. I have an overpowered computer for the graphic settings I use, but anyways, once again attached to Dock Halo. The Pathfinder grapple attaching to Dock Halo is interesting. It makes it easier to push people using. Mirage fixed a crash that could occur when using Mirage's alt near gravity canyons. Lifeline's dock now cloaks properly to prevent revealing Mirage. Newcastle alt no longer canceled by Ash's snare. Revenant resolved. It'd be cool that his alt still places, but doesn't necessarily break Ash's snare. But that would also make her. Revenant resolved rare crash that could occur when pouncing. Shadow Pounce now plays leap audio when spectating a Revenant. Watson fixed upgrade that was allowing the placement of 2 interception pylons. Tac now working inside of Dock, Halo, and near dome protection. Vantage sprinting no longer available when using alt accelerant. Damn it. Quality of life added further hardening to prevent hipfire cheats. Added account level details, info about your account level progress, and rewards granted each future level. Access via lobby also displays XP bar and level progress. Adjustments to match summary XP gain, challenge, and pass progression and added at the end of match flow. Squad summary section now picks from a small set of stats instead of always showing revives, respawns, and time survived for unranked duos and trios. Mixtape disabled assist alt gain with accelerated weapons, which allowed for some ults to be used too quickly. Reactive skins now show their effects in the lobby menu. Some rat spots have been eliminated across all maps. AI bots, cover, and peeking can now use geometry in the environment as cover, can also utilize peeking behavior to provide more of an experience. Plethora of bug fixes across all of the bot experience, improvements in tuning on easy and normal difficulty bots, E1 through N3 difficulty. Audio added mono output option for players with limited hearing. Friendly footsteps volume and audible distance reduced. Friendly skydive volume reduced to allow for strategizing during drops. Increased importance for zipline attached detached doors to ensure are heard more consistently. Reduced volume of squad mate and ambient audio while enemies are being revived. Reduced volume for fuses, tac, and alt. Reduced volume for survey beacons and ring consoles for self and squad mates. Dev note, audio can be crucial whether you're the squad attacking or the ones being attacked. We've just adjusted multiple audio cues to assist with combat effectiveness and have a few more initiatives in the works to optimize audio throughout the match. If I still don't get footsteps, it still does not matter. I don't get footsteps. In fact, I think I get footsteps less in Apex than I do in Warzone. And then graphic stuff. I'm not too worried about graphics. So that is the long patch notes and my rants about everything in the patch notes. I am very worried about this TTK change, this armor change, and how strong Assault Legends are going to be. I can't remember who it was now, but I saw a few people that were saying the time to kill sometimes is so fast you don't have time to react. And one of my biggest issues at the core of Warzone is exactly that. And one of the things that makes me not like Warzone and why I miss the Iron Trials mode, if you're a Warzone player, you know what I'm talking about, so badly, is the time to kill is too short. Now, I know people that I have Warzone friends that have tried to play Apex and they think the TTK is too long and the Warzone TTK is too short. So if the Apex TTK is somewhere in between where Warzone is typically at and where Apex has typically been at, I think it'll be okay. I don't think it'll be awesome. I think it'll be okay. And it might help a wider range of players want to play Apex. But if it's too fast, it's going to push away me and so many people who play Apex a lot for the longer TTK and the higher skill gap. But you've heard my thoughts about these patch notes. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you like this type of content and want to see it first. And like I said, I'll link this down below. My Twitch will be linked down below, and I will be playing the update tomorrow. I don't know if that's going to be my whole stream. If I'm really not feeling the TTK, it might not. But all my other socials and my single-player channel are linked down below if you want to check any of those out. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Kings Canyon, Olympus, and Storm Point, because I don't really play pubs. But get frying. Have a good day.